What is up, Watch fam, and welcome to Liquor Run. I am Christian from Theo and Harris, and you are...
I'm Rolly
from Theo and Harris. And on Fridays, if you don't already know, we do Liquor Run, this series where we bring you guys a little bit of value in wine as opposed to watches. The rest of the week, watches, Fridays,
wine.
But before we get into the episode, we'll do a quick wristwatch check a la TGV. So what are you wearing, Dad?
I'm wearing a watch I haven't worn in a while since the summer.
Yeah.
It was in service.
Yeah.
And I'm wearing my Vempi chronograph, and I love the matte dial and the sword hands
and the finishing. Those hands really, remind me of like an old mill sub. I love this watch. We kind of bought this watch a couple of years ago, not necessarily on a fluke. It wasn't a fluke per se, but we were both kind of we didn't really know all that much about what was going on.
Yeah.
But in retrospect, what a terrific watch with serious history. I love this watch. And so the case finishing to me is beautiful. That matte finish is gorgeous.
So it's a very neat watch with some very interesting roots.
Yeah. Well, if you can Google Vempi BR. It's a lot of history there.
Yeah.
But I'm wearing a vintage Datejust as I usually am. Reference 1601. I absolutely love it. Like I said time and time again, and I practice what I preach because I wear Datejust 5 days out of the week. These watches to me are absolutely tremendous value props. They represent so much bang for the buck for people. Obviously, it's not cheap, but people who are looking to invest in a serious timepiece. I love it. This watch is actually going to be live on the Watch Shop next Tuesday. So Tuesday around 10 or 11 a.m. You will see this wide boy on Tuesday. A lot of good shit coming. But that's it. Let's get
a lot of value.
A lot of value. Yep. Let's get
Passion, precision.
Damn straight. Let's get into
just
the wine.
like a wine. Let's do it. It's the holiday season.
Yep.
We're talking
Italian.
We're gonna do. This is gonna be interesting because if you are an Italian or if you're married to an Italian, I'm gonna give you a great tip.
You're not Italian, but it still counts.
I'm not Italian. I'm Spanish, but I'm married
to
an Italian lady, and we do the 7 fishes on Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And we suck down a lot of wine, and we suck down a lot of red, but we also suck down a lot of white. And of course, it would be natural to say we'll pick a white wine from Italy to go with the 7 fishes, the Vigilia, I think they call it. Yeah. But we're gonna pick an American wine. From Oregon, and we're gonna drink Edelsheim. Edelsheim. I'm not quite sure how we say it. A Pinot Gris.
Wow.
From Oregon, 2015.
Cool.
Very, very fresh. I can't wait to try this.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So, like I said before, if you do the 7 fishes, if this is a thing, your tradition, then this wine hopefully will complement that. We'll find out. But if you don't, if you're not Italian, or it doesn't matter, this is still a wine that we'll see. We're projecting will complement that kind of cuisine, right?
Yes.
Some food in the winter, some fish. But let's give it a shot. We'll see.
Let's do it. Okay. So no corkscrew.
Do you have an opinion? Does it
I think that if you buy a bottle, if you're on a date and you order a bottle of wine with you ain't getting any nookie. Yeah,
that's what Eric Rivera. Your likelihood of getting laid is much less if you have a screw cap.
That's right, with a screw cap.
That's Eric Rivera.
So here we are.
Cool.
And we'll talk a little bit about where this wine is from. I did mention it's from Oregon. Yep. But let's get dirty.
Cool.
So
color's really.
I tell you,
really
it's
light.
got a nice nose. I smell it already.
Okay, cool.
And
it's got a little bit of a green going, but it still has a yellow. It's not totally green.
So this is Pinot Gris. Before we even get into the wine or the smelling and the tasting,
is it like Pinot Grigio?
The Pinot Gris, the grape began in Burgundy, France. That's where it originated from. We know it as a more modern interpretation from northern Italy, where Pinot Grigio, right, from the northwestern, more common in northern Italy, and also in Alsace, France, on the northwestern corner. They make some lovely Pinot Gris. The grape has come here to America, I think, with some very, very great results. Cool. I've had some. I'm excited to try this. Cool. Let's give this.
So what are you going to project on the nose? What do you think's going to happen?
So, without question, there's like candy, like tart candy. Okay. There's also it's fruity. There's fruity, and there's a nice little citrusy nose to this wine. Okay.
Mineral.
We'll see. Let's give it a whirl. Okay. Let's give it a whirl, and let's sip.
It's delicious.
Wow, that's delicious.
It's really good.
I've had some
that's
Pinot
good.
Gris or Pinot Grigios from America, and they're not always so good. This is a fantastic example of Pinot Grigio.
This is good.
Pinot Grigio can have a tendency.
Vino Verde kind of like.
In a way,
right?
because it's got that nice, it's got a real racy side to it.
A little bit of a citrus, yeah.
But I think it's also voluptuous.
Okay.
Sometimes the Italian Pinot Grigios can be, very lean, almost like a runway model overdosing on a vegan salad. This has more. This wine has more body.
Yep.
Okay, it's got more curves.
Okay.
It's got nice polish. Cool. This is an excellent wine. Okay. I did not pick this wine.
When I went to Wine Library, anyone who's a Gary Vaynerchuk fan, we live not too far from Wine Library, in a commutable distance. So we went, and he gave me some tips to look for certain elements, and with the help of a kind salesperson, we picked this wine. So it took a little bit of a leap of faith. So this is not a wine that we came into this episode knowing exactly what to expect. We didn't. But so far, at least, we're in here already, and I'm really liking it. I love the taste. It's delicious.
So where it's from the Chehalem Mountains in Oregon.
Okay.
That is very prized area for wine in the state of Oregon for many years. In fact, these vintners have been doing wine or have been growing grapes since the late 60s, early 70s. I was reading on their website that as early as 1972, they were already planting vines. Okay. So these are very mature vines. That's why you're getting, I think, such a nice, complex wine. It's a very polished wine. I'll put this on the table for sure. For Christmas Eve.
I think the price point was $14.
Perfect.
So it's not one of those wines that necessarily cheap at $9. You're going to buy a case, but it's still by no means an expensive wine to which you're pricing out. You're pricing yourself out because there's so many people. I think it's really tasty. Like I said, it has that kind of effervescence there.
It's delicious.
But a big thing for me is, yes, when you're eating food and you want the wine to complement, but it also has to be drinkable without food, which a lot of the times, you have certain strong wines that, at least for me and my palate, it just doesn't go. Nothing's balancing it. This wine, it's absolutely drinkable, just sitting here relaxing. I don't even need something to balance it with. It's delicious.
Yeah. So think about Christmas Eve, think about the holidays, think about Christmas. I want to turn it back to what we do, our tradition, where we have the 7 fishes. In fact, I think we have sometimes 9 or 11 fishes.
Yeah. It's supposed to be 7.
Right, it's supposed to be 7, and it's for good luck. 7, I guess, being a number for good luck or keeping evil away. And we have fried fish. We've got eel, octopus, et cetera, et cetera. Yeah. So lobster, a lot of stuff. And what I'm thinking about why this wine would work is that throughout that evening there are some assertive flavors. So while it's fish, which can be delicate, the preparation is somewhat aggressive.
Yeah, it's by no means like a summer barbecue porgy on the grill. Yeah. It's not that.
Yeah.
I mean, even the eel, the eel's breaded. I mean, it has
breaded,
oil. I mean,
lemon.
This is not, like you said, not delicate. It's not flaky fish.
Right.
It's delicious, but it's definitely more in a hearty way.
Yes.
Which I love. I love Christmas Eve food. But this wine is going
great
really,
pick.
really well.
We got to give him a shout out.
Yeah, give him a big old shout out. I'm gonna contact them on
Adelsheim.
Yeah.
Adelsheim.
Please correct us. Yeah.
Please let us know. Fantastic. I'm so glad we picked this wine.
Make sure you get a good photo of the label here.
And folks, go out, try it if you can get it.
Yeah, I think in the next
big
couple
thumbs
of weeks,
up.
The next couple of weeks, what we're going to do is just taste a lot of wine. This is one of the first weeks, before Christmas, to see what we're going to be drinking on that night. It's just, it's just a way to keep the weekends kind of like more interesting, and it's almost a competition, like a Sweet 16 for wine geeks, or what is it called? When you're in basketball, Sweet 16, Sweet 16.
The Sweet 16,
So just knocking wines off to figure it out. And I'm really digging this wine, so I'm glad that we tried it.
Yeah, March Madness.
March Madness.
Yeah, much fun.
I have not watched basketball. I don't really get into it. But that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching Liquor Run. I had a lot of fun drinking this wine. We're going to have it again.
Salud.
Salud.